I wanted to wait to say something in a little bit more artistic manner about the whole situation involving the rape allegations surrounding James Dean, but why wait? Why wait? Seeing as how there is enough evidence out there right now to support that he probably did do something wrong. He probably did sexually violate a lot of women. And that is the reason behind the probe being launched against James Dean Production. Because he does own a business, and his business is porn. And if he raped people on his porn set, guess what? That's against the law. For a business owner, he created an unsafe work environment, and oh yeah, there's the little thing about rape. There are a lot of detractors out there who are pissing me off and bothering me more than they should because they're saying, where's the goddamn proof? And more often than not, you have people out there saying that Stoya tweeted out, James Dean raped me, as a way to get back at James for moving in with his new girlfriend. You know what? That's a load of shit. That's a load of shit. And here's the reason why I say that rationale is a load of shit. I don't know why Stoya decided to tweet out that she got raped. I don't know why. But she honestly has more integrity than some of the people I have worked for, some of my past employers. She has much more integrity than most of them. And for her to lie about something like this is damn near impossible. She would not make this shit up. Especially when you read the fact that she is in a mainstream movie where she plays a rape survivor, and guess what? Some of this probably was uncovered, diving into the psyche of the character, just having to relive what was probably a very traumatic experience in her personal life. And mathematically speaking, she is one of only 36 out of 100 women who will report that they have been raped. That is the math. 36% will come out and say that yes, they were raped. And of that 36%, less than 10%, somewhere between 0.2% and 8%, will lie about it. So when you look at the fact that there's 9, 10 women out there right now who are accusing James Dean of rape and sexual assault, it maybe adds up to the mass of one of the women's breasts, the mass of both breasts. That is how much of a woman is lying about this. So you need to digest that. And if you want even more proof, here's another thing that Mr. Dean is underestimating. And he has even said in his interview that you can probably look at these scenes in question. 4 of the women said it happened on camera. Amber Rain was beaten and had her ass fucked so violently that she had to have her anus surgically repaired. Cora Peters said, no, you can't put it in my butt. And James Dean did it. Nikki Blue, she was hit so hard across the face that she got lockjaw. And Brie Olson pointed out on a live Periscope stream, here's where James Dean did these things to make me cry in such physical pain. What more proof do you need? What more proof do you fucking need? It's more proof than... Actually, it's about as much proof as they had against Jameis Winston in the very beginning of his rape allegation case. Because the woman who said that Jameis raped her showed up at the police station with bruising and semen in and around her nether region. And she was able to pick Winston out of a lineup. But nope, no charges were ever filed against Winston. Because guess what? Only 2% of all men who commit rape will ever see time in jail. That is another fact. That is another fucking fact. So when you look at less than 10% of 36 women will lie about being raped, because only 36% of all the rape cases out there will ever come forward and say, I was raped. Why is it so fucking hard to believe the victim? Why is it so fucking hard to believe the person who is accusing the attacker of this? Winston, James Deen, they aren't the only two. There are others out there, and I cannot say that these guys are guilty of this outside of what I've read and what I can interpret, because guess what? They haven't been found guilty in a court of law. But Winston might, because they are reinvestigating that entire initial report, because the woman who is accusing Winston of rape is suing Winston, and it's to get justice on him for what he did to her. And Winston is countersuing for defamation, which he is allowed to do, and what James Deen should do. What he should do, seeing as how he's a contract worker. He has to be paid day by day for his performances, and right now no one in porn wants to work with him. This is the only way he can continue to make a living. Sue for defamation and reclaim your credibility. But by suing for defamation, people have to actually investigate each and every claim. And if they go back and find those 4 scenes that I found, they go back and completely reevaluate the relationship he had with Joanna Angel and Stoya, and they actually do uncover that he did that on top of this probe. He's fucked. He's in a Schrodinger's cat situation right now. He is both not guilty by reason of there's little evidence to support any of the claims, but he's also guilty as shit, because if he tries to defend himself legally, it could be proven that he is guilty of all this. Does it justify him for what he did? Absolutely not. Or what he was accused of doing. And I have always found James Deen to be way too aggressive on film. You can play being aggressive for porn, for the camera, but it is well beyond play aggression. I've always been uncomfortable watching him perform, even with my favorite actresses. Why is it so hard to accept the fact that men have committed rape? Why is it so hard to accept the fact that most of the women who come forward and say they were raped were actually raped? I know 2 girls who were raped by a boyfriend, and it took them a year plus to come to the realization and come to terms with the fact that they were raped by their boyfriend. And here's the final question I'm going to ask you all in relation to this. And it completely ties up my entire argument here. Because there are so many people out there who don't believe women. They don't believe women in this situation. And I'm not going to even get into the disgusting argument of, well, you can't rape a sex worker. If your mother tells you she was raped when she was younger, are you really not going to believe your mom? If your sister comes to you and says she was raped, you really not going to believe your sister? I can tell you beyond any reason of a doubt that I do not like my sister. We are not close. We're getting better, but we are not close, and we're not friends. If she came to me and says she was raped, I'm on her side. I'm doing anything and everything that I can to help her get the help she needs, get the closure she wants, and take legal action if she wants to take legal action. All of that. because she's my fucking sister. And I do it for my mom. I do it for one of my exes. I do it for my best friend since grade school. All of them. Because the math doesn't support the notion that women are lying about this. They aren't. They are not lying about this shit. It happens. And the sooner everybody realizes this and gets on board with trying to stop this, the less we're going to have to talk about this and once again define this is rape. Rape is not getting consent. And based on what I read, James Deen never got consent. Which is why, in my mind, he's guilty. And I hope he spends the rest of his life in jail.